The same bats here from Coach Tico, Minotaur, and also Export. Meanwhile, Coach Sindeluca still the same too, Harith and also Matilda. So not much of a difference this time around in the early phase of the draft.
I do wonder if Aura really thinks that the draft was okay, it's just the execution. Because again, I really do feel like in shorter engagements, it doesn't really devolve into an all-out brawl, into an all-in. The Angela can really heal a lot more efficiently, right? The rest of the members can really be a lot more elusive in the fights as well. I feel like technically, it could be a lot closer if they did adjust how they were playing. So there's a chance that Aura might just go for the same style maybe with some different picks, but at the core, they might really want to be trying to bring the fight towards Rebellion and beat them at their own game. It's a bit like ego move, but at this point it's a bit dangerous considering the situation in the standings.
Can we talk about how unpredictable Season 13 has been so far, man? Even the casters didn't see this coming. Rebellion taking game 1 against Aura, who is right now is comfortably, for me at least, a top 3 team in Indonesia. Just the expectations and also the result completely different. That's just MPL Indonesia at its peak.
Yeah.
Both teams actually lost to... Oh, wait! Chip is up for grabs.
Do they want to bite the chip?
Bite the chip?
Yeah.
That sounds a bit brutal, man. But yes, if Rebellion, the Bulls, want to bite on the chip, they don't. That could be dangerous, man. Rebellion, again, we talked about proper 5v5s. Against teleportation, it gets a bit more difficult to really manage that. And if you think that the aggression earlier in game 1 was so solid from Aura already, now with the chip in hand, they can do even more, even faster. So we'll have to see if that comes through. And if it does, you have to feel like Rebellion has something in store for it. There's no way they're letting it go without a plan.
Rebellion, the Blue Bulls, is banning the bull and actually picking a wolf. We might have to start calling them the Blue Wolves. Try you picking the first pick for 2 games in a row for Vincent, probably. But it looks like it's going to be that Boxia and also Carry. Now, this is something different from the earlier game because Kabuki now can combo it with one of Yaoi's heroes. If he actually gets the Kaja or even a Chao. Maybe a chip? I don't know.
And the Cho will be really good up against a Roger if the Roger goes to the jungle, right? No Purify available for him, only a Retribution. If they want to really go for the pickoff, but it's an Angela and the Terizla. Still very similar, it's just now no Florin, the Kaja. Suppression for Yaoi, a signature pick for him.
It's the classic Kaja carry combo here with a very quick rotating Boxia. Seems like Aura has the same idea. They want Gugren to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more present in the early stages of the game. But for Rebellion, now with the Angela, defending against that aggression can be a lot easier. And the chip is just left unused as of right now. So Rebellion here, they can still have a chance to really switch things up. Definitely the more flexible of compositions. Like we said, we thought they were going to do this by taking red side, but they're doing just fine here being on blue side.
Do they want to ban the Edith here? Because Chico, Rebellion, is still lacking magic damage. Yep. So the option for Rebellion or
Esmeralda
from magic damage, yeah, Esmeralda is probably the only one left, but I don't think they're going to use it, man. Against this kind of composition, against Boxia and also Carry.
Right.
Yeah.
Both shields.
Yeah.
There's a few options you would think in the EXP lane. Definitely something with tankiness and something with constant magical damage.
Well,
we used to see the Guinevere there quite a bit, but not in recent times.
I don't think it's gonna... I don't think we've seen it in Season 13 yet, but if they're gonna pick it, I'm fully welcoming it because it's a new thing. But this turret slice also can still be played in the EXP lane. Or maybe they can pick a traditional mid laner at this point. Heroes like Eve is pretty good against a Boxia and also Carry. Carry doesn't really have a lot of range and can be punished with those high ground heroes.
And technically, this Roger can still be flexed. I mean, they could also just pick up a Natan too, to be fair, in the gold lane.
That is interesting.
To have that late game insurance and to have that magic damage. So technically, Terizla is also flexes, Angela is flexes, Roger's flex. They have 3 flex picks in the early phase. So now with, oh my god, no way, right? Aura actually banned out the Florin. Was that the plan to have a Heart Guard and a Bloom?
That's insane. I mean, that's even more healing. The first of the Oasis won't really stack because the cooldown is counted per hero on the hero receiving.
But the Bloom will
passive.
technically get
But
rid
the
of that.
Bloom, exactly, will get rid of the reduction, so the Angela can keep doing her thing. I mean, it feels like overkill, but with Rebellion, you never know, right? Overkill might just be the game they want to play.
Now Novaria, a hero that's also hard to deal with when you're up against a Kaja and also Basha. Now, the first pick, the second phase for Aura. They haven't picked a mid laner and a EXP laner. Do they want to go for the usual around pick here with like Benedetta or Paquito this early in the draft or like this late in the draft? Or is it going to be a ESKL hero first at this point? What do they want to reveal first?
I feel like they can reveal the mid maybe a bit later, and they have a chance to just pick for something that can zone really well, you know? Get the Kaja to pull someone in with the Divine Judgment, and then use a big ultimate to zone everyone from following up on it. That can be the strategy they go for. Ooh, no, it's going to be the Valentina. They want to try and maybe match that hard guard presence here. He has skill on the Valentina.
Then last pick could be a Benedetta or Paquito for Aran. So Rebellion can actually have a say on that. They could just pick up an XP like the Paquito. That could still work here for the side lane pressure. They have that Angela. And then they could go for something like a Natan. Technically, I still don't know though. The Terizla could be flexed still. We could just see another roamer come out for Audi.
I think Natan is a pretty good choice, but they already have a TPS in Roger. Do they want to go for another TPS here against a Basha? It can pretty much melt everyone. And there you go. That's going to be the Natan and also a Yuzhong. So it's going to be a Terizla mid lane. Just like the first game. Now, Aran, what are you going to play with?
Man, Mirka called it again, man. The Natan there makes sense. Again, the lack of magical damage technically by having an Angela. It's always a big question. Now, being able to be comboed with the Utah hard guard as well. That was a very devastating combo we've seen back when Angela was just wreaking havoc in the Land of Dawn. For Aura, it's a very one-dimensional pick-off kind of situation for them. Do they want to go and, again, go for that split push style? That is the question.
Interesting.
Looking at their comp, they do need a bit more of a tanky force or just side lane pressure. That's a lockdown on the Samus.
And the XP lane is more of a skill matchup this time.
Who wins that matchup? It's skill? Skill matchup?
I would say it's a skill matchup. But I prefer using Yuzhong.
Yeah, me too.
I think pre-level 4 though, I don't know actually. I think level 4, the Thomas might win an all-out, all-in. Just because the Black Dragon form does give you a bit more utility, but a lot less dueling power. So I think before that, it's going to be a bit of back and forth. But the concern is with the jungle presence, right? I think Aura, having Gugun, are going to be ganking that lane quite a bit.
The fans of Rebellion, they know this is the time for them to just pretty much be serious and take this one as seriously as possible because the stakes are higher than ever. They are in risk of losing that playoff spot. This MPL Indonesia Season 13. The challenge though, a big hurdle in the Dragons, in Aura. How do they want to close this out? Is it gonna be a game 3 or a 2-game series this time? It's Aura versus Rebellion.
A possible 2-0 clean sweep for the Blue Bulls up against the Dragons, who are still not safe despite them being a top 3 team in the regular season standings.
Nothing surprising in the season of upsets, but Audikeezy going with the focusing mark again, so it's still very much an aggressive approach, even though you're on a quote-unquote supportive hero. Everyone else though, quantum charges for the mobility, especially on Yaoi, it's going to be very important in catching up and going for the surprise play. But Aran with the Vengeance means that he has a lot more survivability than you would kind of expect at a single glance. But look at Gugun already with a gank.
2v3 with the healing as well. Swaylo might just fall here, has to flicker out, but Yaoi's following him. One more whip to Swaylo gets a bit more healing, and Yaoi cannot execute him. Gugun secures the lethal though, so it is still a small win here for Aura, as the flicker was baited out too.
I might have mistaken, but I think I saw Yawi actually basic attack a minion there in that whole situation. Looking at the emblems though, agility and wilderness blessing. He needs to be around the map as fast as possible. Kabuki with the tenacity, knowing he's gonna be the main target, a bit more vulnerable. Moai, feeling like he's a lot safer, going with the bargain hunter right here. So he's gonna snowball a bit faster, all things considered. But in the later situations, he has to be a bit more conservative with his positioning, considering that he does not have that extra bit of tankiness in these situations. He'll be a lot more vulnerable to be just deterred by the members of Aura.
Since the nerf onto carry, we've seen that actually carry has been going for QC instead of the usual Brave Smite nowadays. Aura though. Look at the pressure. Gugun going the long way around the cars. Gets a good petrify, and now the Lycan bounce. One more hit should do it with a retribution. Vincent secures first blood, and Iran is forced to use the vengeance. Rebellion win out in a big trade. Sway low and cars now just clearing it out.
They definitely read him like a book. They know that Gugun is coming. This is the usual pattern before the turtle fight for Aura. And punish them right away with the petrify. And now they have the advantage on this turtle fight. Yes, Gelsey level 3 though. This is gonna be huge.
Swalo can zone them. Aran doesn't have vengeance. Now the Black Dragon form with the hard card as well. They're forced out. Arano locked out by the penalty zone and just sliced by Cars. Spinning that Dragon Tail and getting another kill on the board.
Already a different story from game 1. The domination in the objective fight for Rebellion. And they have an Atan too, Arashi. This is looking mighty fine for them in the late game.
Rebellion just showing everyone how to really play a game when you know that your opponents are a good team that can play textbook-wise, but Yawi goes for the play.
Divine Judgment there, but Moai just flickers out, and now, good cancel from AudiTZ. He gets a healing done, Moai! Amazing plays, now the lockdown as well. Gugun cannot run away. Sway low with the last swing of his hammer will take Gugun out of the Land of Dawn. It's a 4-0 start for Rebellion.
What is this grip? This looks like that engage in the first game. In the bottom lane too, they're playing with one man down and somehow still wins out in the end over an overextension from the jungler.
They're just reading how Aura wants to play this, how they want to be active and going for these ganks. So they root it out. They set up traps in the lane bushes. They know and they save tools available for those big moments where Aura wants to go for the big engage, and they know exactly when Aura's going to go for it. We were talking a bit earlier in the season about how Aura is a lot more disciplined. They play textbook cleanly, but this shows again that just because you can play textbook and you can play clean, it doesn't always guarantee you the victory, man. In the Land of Dawn, there's that X factor, the unpredictability, the mind games that Rebellion is just showcasing absolutely well right now.
All the way from week 1, we've been talking about how Aura, they've been winning through Carry and Claude. He got Claude in the first game. He got Carry in the second, and both have technically been countered.
For sure. A territory that they're not familiar with. Meanwhile, Gugun.
I don't know about this. Iran gonna be popping into vengeance, but Gugun is gonna lose his life in the back just by the Black Dragon form. The two fighters in the back, and Swalo just flickers out Vincent as well. Did he take the orange buff away? He did! Aura cannot do anything. Gugun is down, and Cars and Swalo, the two fighters, are zoning Yawi away. He's gonna have to flap his wings all the way back to the tier 2. Vincent takes a free turtle, no contest.
Vincent says, Objective King who? Objective King who? Gugun, I can show you how to take objectives really well. This time around, they're much more aggressive than the first game. This is the blue bulls. This is the bulls that we're used to seeing. Oh, just very aggressive against a red.
Cars going there with the great mechanics there to really just push Aran out of the lane, and that's going to result in them getting a turret on the top side. Showing again that without the right tools, it doesn't even matter, right? It depends on the context, the momentum. The fact that they were able to get the turtle without Aura contesting it at all, very uncharacteristic of Aura, but great play from Rebellion. Not even having the retribution, but not having it be an issue. But Yawi is still looking for ways to make an impact, but the lack of damage on Aura right here, even with the great Divine Judgment he can find, it seems like there's going to be no way for Aura to really capitalize on it.
Yeah, not yet. Now that you mention it, Arashi, we haven't really seen a really solid Divine Judgment from Aura. There are 0 kills so far.